Thanks for joining me for part 2 of decorating our kitchen for Christmas, including this whimsical tree, a little hot cocoa station, and a DIY project. Hey, it's Becca. Welcome to my channel. Starting where we left off, let's do something with this side of the kitchen. I went ahead and hung the gingerbread men. Again, I think they add just a fun little pop of whimsy. But now let's do something down here. I'm thinking a little hot cocoa bar. First things first, you gotta have your hot cocoa bar sign. I found this last year at Hobby Lobby. It's such a fun piece. I love that deep red with the contrasting white and that little scroll design. It's the perfect focal point. Next, I'm gonna add in this basket tray. This will anchor my cocoa station. And I've had this for several years, and then to it I've layered this dish towel. It matches the one that I used on the other side of the kitchen. So it just kind of pulls it all together. I'm gonna add in this basic ceramic cake stand. Found this at Target Dollar Spot a few years ago. Then I'm gonna add this cute little canister. I love the red top. Once again, Target Dollar Spot. So now that I have my hot cocoa here, I want to add another canister, but I need it elevated just a little bit. I've had this forever, so I'm just going to hide it under this dish towel, and that'll allow me to elevate my next can, which has the marshmallows. So I might have to adjust this a little bit. So now that I have that, then I can add my canister. That'll be at a different height. That has all of my little faux candy canes. And now I can add my coffee mug tree. And to it, I'll be adding these cute coffee mugs. I shared these last week in my decor haul. And then these adorable gingerbread mugs. With that done, now I can focus on the shelves. And no surprise, I'm pretty much going to duplicate what I did on the other shelves. And then down below to the peg racks, just adding a couple of towels, another cute gingerbread mitt, and the same gingerbread coffee mugs that I added to the other side of the room. Now, as you can see, I have a little bit of empty space, and I could leave it like it is, but I want to fill it just a bit. So I have 2 of these plates that match the coffee mugs that I added over on the hot cocoa bar. So I'm just gonna lay those right there. Actually, I'll turn them at an angle. And then I'm just gonna place this white lamp that I have. Now, I could leave it like that, or I could be kind of cutesy and adhere this cute little gingerbread fella to the lampshade just to give it a pop of color. But I need some double-sided tape, so let's see if he'll stick. He's probably gonna fall off, but that might be kind of cute. And then I also have more of this beaded garland that I can wrap around the base. I don't know if we're on the verge of tacky now or festive, but we're gonna go with festive. I may end up taking this away, but we'll leave it for now. And then lastly, I have a couple of Santa mugs left over, the larger ones and then these adorable smaller ones. So I'm going to try something. This might be a fail, but we'll see if it works. Now I'm just going to take this broken pick that I have. It fell off of something, and so I'm just going to break it even further and take little pieces and just tuck them in the gaps. Now we're over on this wall. Our barn doors were a DIY project several years ago, but this little spot is looking mighty bare. Let's see what we can do about that. First, I'm going to hang these plates on either side of the barn doors and just keep our fingers crossed that we don't knock them off. Plates hung. Now I'm going to hang two of these from the barn doors. I also ended up hanging this little bag, hot glued another gingerbread fella, and added some festive polka dot ribbon. Now I think these doors and this wall look a little bit better. Definitely more festive. Making our way over onto the island, I'm opting for one big centerpiece that involves this oversized basket tray. I found this several years ago at Home Goods. Then I've gone ahead and layered some red and white buffalo fabric right on top. First thing I'm going to add is this cute tree. I love this container with the little, it's like the polka dots. And whoops. So to kind of echo that, I've added these ornaments. They remind me of ping pong balls, but I like how they tie in with that little pattern. Next, I'm going to add this scalloped edge cake stand, along with this adorable oversized gingerbread house. And then I'm just gonna wrap this wreath around it, and I'll attach it in the back later. Then I'm going to add this tiny little plate that will serve as a base for this adorable Santa. My dad gave this to me many, many years ago, and he is my absolute favorite. I'll set him right there. And then lastly, I'm just gonna place some cookie cutters right here. I know I could put them on the tree. However, I have another little tree that's going over by our kitchen sink that will be full of cookie cutters, so I don't want to add them here too. Then I'll just slide it on over. And that is done for now. And then to each side of the island, nothing fancy, I'm just bringing back the colander that usually stays there. And then I'm going to add this really cute gingerbread dish towel. And then a plain white dish towel. But to it, layered in front of it, is this plaid oven mitt. Next, I'm going to take a quick break from decorating to do this little DIY project. Have you ever seen those faux cakes? Maybe you have one or you've made one before. I never have, and I've always wanted to, so this year I'm gonna go for it. Looks fairly simple. You just need craft paint of your choice. I went with this brown color, spackle, and then a round, I'm just gonna call it a cake form. You can pick that up at Michael's. And basically all you do is paint this with the brown paint first, let it dry, and then add the spackle. Just spread it on like cake icing and just let it dry. I didn't get back to this till the next day, but the cake is finally dry. And now I'm gonna add the quote icing, which is the spackle. Basically, you just take a knife and spread it on, starting with the top. But you wanna make sure that you don't use the serrated edge or the ridged edge. You wanna go with the flat edge. It spreads on smoother. So here's the finished cake. Now you could add more and make it really fluffy with lots of icing, but I kind of wanted the messy, half frosted, half not, because I wanted a little bit of the brown coming through to time with the gingerbread. So now once it dries, it is quick setting. Once it dries, I'm gonna add a little embellishment to the top and then set it on the table. The thing I'm gonna do is layer this oversized cheesecloth and just scrunch it up. This is gonna serve as the anchor for the centerpiece. Then I'm going to place this wreath right on top. And then a short strand of fairy lights. And then the faux cake. I added a little bit of faux greenery on top just to give it a Christmas touch. And since I have berries and the greenery on top of the cake, I decided to go ahead and add a few to the wreath just to tie it all together. And then lastly, I found these beautiful glass gingerbread houses from Target. I have a little candle in there, but I need to find larger ones. Just gonna place one here and one. Confession, I had every intention of decorating this tree with you. However, the angle of the camera would have allowed you all to see the mess that's in the neighboring rooms. So I decorated it off camera. Here's the before. And here's the after. This is one of my favorite trees to decorate just because it is full of so much whimsy. To include a crazy tree topper, we have the little gingerbread fella right in the middle, surrounded by faux candies, other gingerbread. And then coming down, we have little houses, little teacups, and some sentimental ornaments, like the little Santa cookie sheet from my sister. Admittedly, I love that this tree is the first thing you see when you come into our kitchen. It's one that I really enjoy decorating year after year. Okay, last little touch. I have several of these napkin rings, but I'm not going to use them as napkin rings. I found a different use for them. I decided to place them over each light of our chandeliers just to dress them up a bit. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll be back in a few days to continue decorating our home for Christmas. I hope you'll join me then, and I also hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. Have a great day.